I'm gonna try be spicy, ne?
Yeah, okay.
Come on, let's get. I know, Hona no le sharp, ne? Come on, let's get. Start being funny first. Come on.
That's gonna see.
Come on.
Yeah, we had our problem.
Nah, I have a good idea. What I'm gonna say, I know it's not you. I know it's not El Tito. So it means, I don't, because he found out the same time you found out, so it couldn't be him. It couldn't be him. So you know who I think it is? Maybe it's I don't think it's page 2.
Oh, so it only leaves one person.
All I'm gonna say is I don't think it's Sean.
I didn't say it, but she said it.
I'm right?
Yeah,
I knew it.
He's not home now, but yeah, I mean back then he was actually like the first person to kind of leave.
You see, and there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's really you know. I mean,
his dream became different from ours, and it is fine.
And it's uncensored, so let's call my Mahalo, everybody, welcome to yet another episode of the Drop Hip Hop Uncensored. Can you be taking Tintin twice as nice, so you gotta say it right. Today I have award-winning artist, songwriter, businessman, Bonabare, top 5 dead or alive. Maggz. Hello.
That's a nice intro.
Thank you.
I'm good.
Yeah. I am so happy to finally have you here. I feel like the third season is for you.
It's a pleasure being here.
It's definitely for you.
It was meant to be. Third season, that's what I do, man. 3P.
You know? Now, you rated the South Africa's top 5 rappers dead or alive, ne? And I know that apart from the music, there's other ways where you make money. So, because you don't have a lot of brand affiliations, right? How do you make your money? How do you make your bag?
A lot of songwriting, a lot of publishing. That's what we do, man. A lot of songwriting, a lot of publishing, because there's a lot of I have a label, so I have my artists who are under there, and we are working to build something, also a partnership, you know. So I also have other things, but they're not really concrete right now, so I can't really sell them right now.
You can't sell them. And I wanted to get into your label, but we'll get there. You know, fun fact is I had to dig up on your life, hey? I know it's like invasion of privacy, né? But you're writing for one of the upcoming R&B soul artists. You know her, Colored. I can't say her name because, you know, her checks. But like, when I saw that her album is dropping, her debut album is dropping sometime this year, and I was asking around trying to figure out what else you do, you wrote like one of my favorite songs of hers.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So how do you tap into that R&B and soul? Because we know you as a rapper. I would have assumed you songwrite for rappers.
Yeah, I think the most important thing, even when you rap, you still need to be a musician. You know, I think it just comes with the territory, especially if you're gonna be a decent one at least. You know, you need to have the music bone. So it's all natural. You know, we learn music from the streets and a bit of theory a little bit, but everything's from the streets. So like, you know, what I hear in my ear, I absorb, and then when I meet someone, kind of like all this knowledge kind of just goes down and transcends and becomes, you know, something.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself artist or a superstar?
More artist.
Or a living legend?
I don't see myself as a superstar, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair. With a lot of things going wrong, like there's so much that you've been through and that has groomed you into the person that you are, to different record labels, and when you have to drop to, you know, like there's 2 record labels that you were signed to. I get why you had to start your own.
You know what I mean?
So every time drop,
something has to happen.
Every time. So what would you say are some of the greatest lessons that you took from that? Those experiences of not getting your time when it was supposed to be your time.
I think the most important lesson I learned is that don't put your career in someone else's hands, because at the end of the day, they also have their own ambitions, they also have their own dreams, and they might not necessarily align with yours. You might agree on certain things, but they might not necessarily align with yours, or maybe your dream needs a little bit of work which someone is not trying to put out, or they feel some type of way about it, you know. So I think the most important thing is to drive everything yourself, you know. Everything yourself, you know. Make sure it's in your hands, so that when you fail, you can only look at yourself And when you pop, you can also only look at yourself and say, you know,
it's your own fault.
Yeah,
I like the concept of being the pilot of your own plane.
Yeah,
because you get to see, and I think also you get to learn like different things, and in the business acumen of the music industry, right?
Definitely.
I want us to talk about Vaito, ne? It's this incredible old school, like mina ngikhule ngabo baba mune Volvo, you know, and when you know, I grew up listening to songs like that because my dad was a big Kwaito fan, right? And when I hear your new music, it's just like it's a reminisce of that type of feel and sound. So because we are rapping, I'm like very nostalgic. I'm like, yo,
definitely. You know, me and my boys, we are also big like Kwaito lovers. You know, because I mean, growing up in the hood, you know, that's the influence we've had. And as the years went on by, you know, you kind of heard less Kwaito, and it got morphed into something else. There was Gqom, but Gqom was not necessarily Kwaito. Kwaito was still standing on its own, but there wasn't enough music being taken out with that Kwaito sound, you know what I mean? Obviously, shout out to Amaroto now, trying to bring it back, you know what I mean? Well, let me say try bringing Kwaito back, you know what I mean? Because they're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
So, so we miss the sound. We just like, you know, this is the music we grew up with, and we always feel like there's a place for Kwaito from where we are as South African musicians, because that's what we know, that's what we grew up with. So we just felt let's amalgamate these sounds that we have, like hip hop, Kwaito, funk, you know, and create this Vaito sound, you know, something that's a bit different, but it has all these influences.
I like how diverse it is, and how you not only know where you come from, but you're bringing that into where you are right now. And how relatable it can be to us youngsters, you know.
Appreciate it.
so now, because you're creating this Vaito sound, right? Is that also what maybe your record label is nurturing in terms of artists?
Yeah,
it's you're working with.
It's part of the sounds that we do. I mean, I'm still you know, I'm still a hip hop dude, you know, and we still do hip hop, and we still write hip hop, we still write R&B, we still do other stuff. We even have some Yanos in the mix. You know what I mean?
I can't wait to hear
that. Like I said, we are musicians, so
you're diverse.
Music comes first for us, you know, before anything else. So there's a lot of things that we are doing, and kind of like stretching our sort of creative sphere. You know what I mean? Not just playing in one box, playing, you know, tapping there to see what we can come up with, something different, maybe even for the future. You know, maybe in 5 years' time, Vaito will be running things. Who knows? You know what I mean?
You know, speaking of running things, what I want to know is, how different are you to the record labels that made your journey difficult? Because it's very easy, or it might seem very easy to start your own thing, you know? Yeah. But also, sometimes I think certain artists that have started, they forget what they went through, and they're making new artists go through the exact same thing that they went through. So how different are you to a point where hi, Magazine is doing the thing?
I'm different because, first of all, like, when you work with me, you're not really signed as an artist. You're kind of like a business partner. So this is also your child, you know what I mean? So if you do better, you do good, we all do good, the company does good, you know what I mean? And you are part of it. Even if you're not doing music in the future, and you're behind the scenes, you'll still be eating from the label. So that is exactly what I'm trying to build. Trying to build like a partnership with everybody, so that everybody knows that, okay, you have a stake in this, you know, you have something to lose, not just Gucci, you know, I didn't get paid for the show. It's not like, did we get shows? Are we making shows happen so that we can get paid? You know what I mean? It's that kind of level. So
how important is it? Because now, as an artist, I understand your chat, ne? But as a record label owner, when your artists know their numbers, is that not a bit dangerous because you're still a business?
No. It's better that they know their numbers. I think it's better when everything is like transparent, you know? Because in that way you don't create funny beefs and funny things, you know, and people always asking questions and second guessing whatever you're trying to do. Rather put the numbers up there and say, okay, here's what we're working with.
We made 2 rand. You're getting 50 cents,
and you know exactly what you're getting. That way, it's better, and you can even last longer as a label.
Because you're a label for the people.
SA, exactly. Like if you look at SA, there's only like one independent label that has survived decades and decades. That's because probably they're transparent. You don't hear funny things like Mosquito is funny with the money, and that's Kalawa. You know what I mean? Every artist from Kalawa, they may have their problems or whatever issues they have, but it's never around money or someone not
it's not
getting
as
paid.
greedy.
It's not funny. Yeah, it's not funny like that, and that is why Kalawa has lasted so many years and persevered even through the toughest times in the game, and they're still here around. They're still breeding new artists, doing all types of things, and I think that's part of it. Just be transparent and just be real with the people you work with. I think you'll be fine.
What does it take to make it to Purple Buffalo? Because people might think it's easy.
Just be dope and be like down to earth.
Yeah.
You can work.
And then you just be dope.
Just be dope. It doesn't even matter what you are really dope in. Just be dope.
Okay. You've worked with Ghetto Rough. You've worked with Kanda World. Like Clicks Gang, the Twitter saga. Like when literally when you got the news the same time I got the news, I was like new on Twitter and I was young. I was still in high school at that time, and then obviously it was news like yo. When you got Clicks Gang, so what are some of? I know you guys are in good spirits still, ne? But what are some of the lessons that you took from being in groups and working in groups? Because it looks nice and
I'll tell you something. Being in a group is fun. Being in a group is fun, especially if you like real friends and there's a camaraderie there somehow, and you guys are making music together. It just feels good, you go out there, you make money together, you come back, you broke together, you get creative together. It's always good when you're in a crew, It's only foul when there's like one or two members start acting funny. Then it creates a sort of like a very tense situation, because it also takes time for people to kind of unravel their real emotions. They might hide it and things now are funny now until things get to a point where it's like irreconcilable differences, and then it doesn't work. But I think it's fun being in crews, man. I won't lie. Like throughout my whole career, like the most fun I've had was being in a crew, because when you're by yourself, everything is on you. Creative space, everything is on you.
You're the creative brain.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try be spicy, ne?
Yeah, okay.
Come on, let's get. I know, the sharp one. Come on, let's get started being funny first. Come on.
That's gonna see.
Come on.
Yeah, we had our problem.
Nah, I have a good idea. What I'm gonna say, I know it's not you. I know it's not El Tito. So it means I don't, because he found out the same time you found out, so it couldn't be him. It couldn't be him. So you know who I think it is? Maybe it's I don't think it's Paige too.
Oh, so it only leaves one person.
All I'm gonna say is I don't think it's Sean.
I didn't say it, but she said.
I'm right?
Yeah,
I knew it.
He's not home now, but back then he was actually like the first person to kind of leave.
You see, and there's nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's really me,
his dream became different from ours, and it is fine.
And it's uncensored, so let's call my So, another situation that you were in, right? I don't really want to go into it because you've explained it a lot of times. Is with Ubongani,
Oh yeah.
That whole rappers don't snitch, type of situation, because snitches get stitches. If you were in the same situation again today, would you snitch?
With the same person?
Yeah.
Because our relationship is like super different now. I think maybe things will play out differently. But if, let's say, you're asking me if I was in the same situation, different characters, but the love of the people was the same, then I think it would probably go the same way again. It just probably I would expect a different
outcome.
Yeah, a different outcome. A different.
Hey, man, did you dirty, hey?
Esh, my nigga,
But that's the thing I like with gents. Gents forgive. You see, us with hands. I do me. Shame. If you fool me twice, fool me once. Shame on you. Not even shame on me. With hands. With hands.
George Bush. Remember when George Bush tried to make that? Shame on me.
You're smart. You're such a smart guy. I shame it. But now what I want to know is, you've been in the game for over 10 years. How did you manage to remain so relatable, so relevant? just apart from the whole ghostwriting thing, because even with your energy, like if I could go anywhere right now, even a 10-year-old would know who Maggz is, you know. Like, because I asked my little sister, I'm like, she's 12. I'm like, do you know who Maggz is? She's like, oh, Olawako Amantombazan. I'm like, oh, you know Maggz. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? And she was born in like 2007, around that time. So how have you managed to remain so relatable, so relevant?
I think one thing I've learned, like if you make music from the heart, there is someone who will relate to it. Because if your story is genuine, you're not the only person going through it. You know, just like love is the same, similar things. But you know how many songs are there about love? Whether it's the heartbreak side of love, or it's the I want you type of love,
or the I'm married and I'm upset type of love,
or I want to cheat type of love. You know, there's all types of love out there. So I think when you make music from the heart, it transcends to the people. The people can also feel it in that way, and it doesn't matter what age group it is.
It's familiar.
Exactly. Like even with like hip hop. Like if hip hop, every time we did these like raps with the bars and like we're being so sophisticated and rhyming crazy, we would get the props from the hip hop heads, but the normal person in the streets
will be like, yo,
they'll be like, okay, I rap, but they're not getting what we're trying to do out there.
I get you.
The songs that relate to the people are the songs that, you know, we're speaking about our lives or situation, whatever's going on, like, and then people are like, oh, I'm hearing what you're saying. It's whether it's one time, whether it's whatever. It's those songs that really, really pierce, you know, kind of like the community and make an impact. So I think the only way is just rap from your heart. Stop trying to emulate Little Baby because it sounds
someone
nice.
else.
Do it from your heart. Do it your way.
And then when I like I feel like they're rapping at me, not with me.
Not all of them.
Like,
Trap has
you
its
know,
place. Trap is there's many dope rappers and there's many trap ones. You know what I mean? I mean that's been true throughout time. Even when we started, there was like these underground guys
that were just
we couldn't even understand it. We were rapping. We were like, what the hell is he talking about? I will clip fix them in and pitch it, like, damn, dog, relax.
Calm down.
You know, tell me something I can easily relate to. You know, that's why we kind of I love, like, you know, the Nas's of this world. You know, the Hoes, the Jay-Z's. Those are the kind of rappers I loved. You know, and I love them because they were also telling stories about coming from their hood, from a different continent. But I could relate to it because
you're also from the hood.
Things we're going through, you know, and so, you know.
What would you advise up and coming artists? Because as much as they think they have it all figured out, there's certain things that worked and are still would work in today's industry. So what would your advice be to an up and coming artist?
I will reiterate what I just said, which is be genuine. You know, I think the most important thing when you make the music, it's easy to emulate. That's how we also started. I won't lie. Like I'm trying to make a song like Nas. Like no, don't try and make a song like Nas. Make a song like yourself. You can be influenced by Nas, but make it your way. You know what I mean? Sing it like even like singers. You know, there's a singer. Like when you watch about pop idols and all of them, you can tell when there's a singer who's trying to sing it exactly like the other artists and they struggle. But when they add their own texture, their own way of doing things, and the song is a bit different, but it's them. It's more powerful. I think that's the way. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter whether you've never stepped in the hood and all you know is the burbs. Rap about that. People want to hear about that. Let me hear your story about you skating in the parks, you doing things with girls. Let me hear that. You know, tell me your life. You know, don't fake it because hip hop is like hood oriented.
It's like hard shit.
Now you're gonna no, don't fake it. Just be real and it will work. I mean, same thing with my homie Elias. You know, Les was never from the hood, but he kept it genuine. He just rapped about his skating, his swag, and all of that, and people related to it because he was being real to himself, the North Card. So it's the same thing. Just be real. Doesn't matter where you're from. Just be real.
Speaking of being real, what are two of your biggest regrets?
Biggest regrets? Damn, what a question. I regret not taking out more music because people are not aware, but let me say because I mean I'm speaking about a team of people I'm with, because it's never by myself in the studio. I'm always with people, so we record a lot of music, and sometimes people don't get to hear the music and it dies in the computers. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's like it's heartfelt stuff. It's stuff that you know that like
if it dropped, it would.
If it dropped, it would make an impact. But like I said, I was one of these unlucky, unfortunate artists in my life. You know, every time I would try and do something, you know, would happen, and it wouldn't. And sometimes it does affect you even internally. A lot of people think artists are like robots, you know. But we are human beings, and these things also affect us because these can resonate. You can think it's a failure when it's not. It's just a circumstance making it seem like a failure, you know. And it affects you also internally, and then that also affects your output. You know, when you're in the studio, you're doing stuff, you know. So I think one of my regrets is not taking the stuff out. Like I should have just not cared what was happening and just dropped it and let the fans like eat it how they eat it. You know what I mean? Whether it wasn't the best quality, because sometimes you also like, I don't want to drop this because I can't master this stuff because of A, B, C, D, and E. You know what I mean? So because I don't want to take out stuff in low quality, I don't want to drop it. But there's many artists I've seen throughout my life who will just drop it. It doesn't matter what it sounds like, and the people will like rock to it. And you'll be
even
like,
those
even
those CD covers, have you seen? You got. Have you seen them? Yeah, but they just dropped and it made sense.
Exactly, you know. So I think sometimes I was very anal with things I shouldn't have been anal about. You know what I mean? I should have just been like,
let's see what happens.
Yeah, let me see what happens. Let me just throw in my head in the ring and see. You know what I mean? So I learned it now, but this is the knowledge I can impart from the ones coming, you know, after me or under me, you know. I can impart that to say, okay, cool, as long as we got something solid, let's put it out. Because now there's many avenues. There's no, I have to wait for a label. We can just put it out on the internet and see how the people receive it. If they receive it really, really well, and then maybe we can, you know, with whatever money we make from it, we can, you know, put it back in the project and maybe re-record the ones that probably made the biggest impact or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
What can we expect from you? Because you recently dropped Naile, which is the Vital Sound. But in terms of visuals, in terms of a project, like a full-on project, speaking of dropping, like what can we expect from you going forward in 2022?
A few projects, you know. I'm gonna definitely do a Vital project. So we're just trying to put the sound out there.
I need to go watch my All Stars. I'm
definitely doing that, and I'm definitely doing a hip hop project. So 2 projects, and also like the people in my camp. Some artists like Bopezka, Sairi, Modi, like those people that I'm working with, they're also going to take out projects. So I'll be also behind that energy. So it's not just my work that will be out there, also them. So I'll be behind those projects too. So it's quite a few things we're going to do this year.
That's pretty dope. Before I let you go, we're gonna play a game called Guess That Verse. Or song guys, honey. So you need to know your shit.
Okay.
Like these are all yours.
Yo,
like,
and I might fail. I failed like last week. Some guy came and kicked some lines for me, and I'm thinking, yo, who's that? That's dope. And he's like, yeah, that's you. I was like, oh, okay, my bad.
This one is my favorite one. I know it by heart. So if you don't get it right, we're fighting.
It must be one of these.
We're fighting. Life is too short, so we get high.
Okay.
Now my gang dreams of a new Porsche.
Okay, I know exactly. That's one time.
Okay. Oh, another fave, Thick and a Vixen. Hey, okay. Okay, this one I think you will. Say Shubisa, 1, 2, Kadi Head. Says Dumisa, 3, 4, Kadi Pixel.
You know what that is.
It's the new sound.
You know.
It's the new sound.
Bye.
Also, random question. It's a personal question.
Okay.
A lot of your peers are settling down, kids, marriage, house.
Okay. I'm pretty settled with me. I just, obviously, I haven't, you know, there's other things to do, obviously.
Okay,
you know, relationships, you know, I'll get there, but I'm settled.
Please. I'm giving you 2 years. I'm giving you 2 years. I'm giving you 2 years. I'm giving you 2 years.
I'm kidding.
2 years. Then at least she hasn't even hit 30 yet. So I'm giving you 2 years.
I don't know about all that.
But thank you so much for pulling through. I really, really appreciate it. This season is one of the biggest ones. So where can people follow you, book you?
You wanna follow me? check me out on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. That's Maggz100. So MAGGZ100. Same thing on Instagram. MAGGZ100. And you can check out my page on Facebook. Click out there, like it. You know what I mean? Give me them numbers. You feel? Yeah, man. I'll see you guys on these iTunes streets, these Spotify streets. Where music is at. That's where I'm gonna be this year. I know I've been silent for a minute.
That's great, my beautiful people, and that is another wrap of a beautiful episode. I had Ubab Makubani right here on the Drop Hip Hop Uncensored on all social media platforms. The Drop Hip Hop Uncensored on YouTube. Tell your people to tell their people from my heart to yours. I'm nice, so you gotta say it twice. Until next time, bye.